Hi crafters, Amy here with Amy Swears, and today I have a fun snow winter card and a stencil technique to share with you. Now this is the brand new black ice stencil. It's a 6x9 and I did spray it with pixie spray for this technique. Now here are a couple photos of the finished card. I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I actually saw the idea recently on an older video from JC Cards. If I can find the video, I will try and link it below. But it did inspire me to try this kind of old school technique with my stencil. So you guys know I love stencils and I'm always looking for new ways to use them. So I used my brayer to press the stencil down with the pixie spray on it directly onto this panel. Now I'm not working on a card base this time, I just have a panel, but I'm going to use these two Catherine Pooler mini ink pads to create the blend that I'm going for. I have Serenade and Drive-In. These are part of the Date Night collection from Catherine Pooler. So I'm going heaviest handed around the inner portion of, I don't know, they look almost like snowflakes to me, and then kind of going lighter handed as I move outward. So this alone looks super cool. It has just natural highlights. It looks almost like metallic or something, coupled with the incredible design on the stencil. But then I do come in with the darker of the two colors and the same blending brush, and then I just again start from that center to make it even more dramatic. So I'm already so pleased with how this looks. I know it's going to look so cool when I remove the stencil. But I am going to go a step further and do something different. Now I have this paper towel here. I'm just wiping off any excess that may be kind of sitting on top. And I have this, I don't even know what kind of pen this is. I have no idea if I can find it. It's in my crafty stash. It's almost got like a tip like a Sharpie. So if you had a metallic Sharpie, I'm sure it would do the same thing. But all I'm doing is just tracing the inner openings of this stencil. And I chose silver just because it's cool colors and I want it to look icy and frozen and things like that. So I'm just really going through and kind of filling in and following right along the edges, the straight edges all throughout this stencil. So it's something kind of fun and therapeutic. It may seem a little fiddly or it may not be your cup of tea at all, but I found it fun just kind of coloring it in. It would be something fun to do if you're listening to music, maybe, or a podcast or something like that. So just kind of a different way to use your stencils maybe than the ways that you usually do. And like I said, that video that I watched from JC Cards reminded me of this. Like, oh yeah, that is another fun way to use your stencils. So here I'm just going to remove the magnets and peel this back, and I'm so excited. I think it looks so cool. So you could do this with, honestly, it doesn't even have to be metallic. You could do it with just any number of Sharpies or any other, like maybe like a cool bright contrasting pink or something like that. It would add just a really cool design feature to your card. Now I do decide I want to cut it down, so I have these cool stitched edge dies from LDRS Creative. This is a small woman-owned business in Michigan, and this just leaves the coolest stitching around the edge of the die cut. So it cuts it down a little bit smaller than A2, and you can see I'm being very particular to line it up very straight and with even margins all the way around. I'm just going to use my mint tape to hold this down, and the reason I'm being so fussy is because I'm thinking I want to use that frame too. I don't want to lose even an inch of this gorgeous this gorgeous stenciling. So here I have the die cut. I cut out of black cardstock for the shadow layer, and then I have the Let It Snow that I cut out of, I don't know, like a holographic sort of paper that I had in my stash. And I will attach those together, but I'm just kind of figuring out my layout first. Now I'm taking the frame, which is exactly A2 size, and I'm using my Barely Art liquid glue just to kind of put that down around the edge, and then I'm going to put that directly on my card base. Now here I'm debating, you'll see once I put this down, I'm debating if I want to flip the inner panel to either match where it was cut out or flip it so it's slightly different. So you'll see in a moment once I'm done fussing with this that I'm debating on whether I want to line it up perfectly or if I want to flip it. So I'm kind of thinking, and as you saw, I ended up going with it flipped around because I thought that was kind of cool. It added a different design feature to it, kind of made it a little bit unexpected, and it really helped the dimensions show that I'm putting foam tape behind the panel and popping it up. So it really gave it a separation between that outer frame and then that inner panel. So I'm just going to remove the backer of these 3 pieces of foam tape, and then all you have to do is just nestle it right back in, and then you have a really cool design feature. Now it doesn't have a whole lot of bulk, but it does add a little bit to the card, so bear that in mind. You don't want to go too crazy if you're going to ship it out. Now I have this little fiddly die, and I have this amazing micro dot sheet. This is Artist Tack, and this is exactly the sort of reason that I purchased this stuff, because I get really frustrated trying to liquid glue little fiddly word dies like this. So I purchased these micro dots so that I can just apply adhesive and slap it down and be done with it. So that finished that portion really super quickly. And then all I'm going to do now is just put some liquid glue on the shadow portion of this, and then just stick it down directly onto the popped up portion of the card. So I debated on popping that up as well, giving it even more dimension, but I thought, I'm sending out a lot of Christmas cards and I don't want to be paying for extra postage, and I didn't want to push it. So like I said, it does have dimension, but I didn't want to go too crazy by adding another layer with the sentiment popped up. Now this is my storage solution for the time being. I have a lot of little blingage sets from a company called Doodles Paper Playground. They are on Etsy under Sparkle Blend Shop. It's yet another small woman-owned business, so I'm really showcasing these ladies here in these in these videos. But she has these gorgeous sparkle blends, which are great for shakers. But I'm poaching them because I know there's little snowflakes and whatnot in some of these Christmas ones that I just got. So I'm looking through, figuring out which one I want to use, and I think this one is called Snow Pals. So you can see there's lots of little snowmen and super cute things, but like I said, I just want a few of these random little snowflakes just to add a little bit of blingage to the front of my card. So I have 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom because I prefer to work in odd numbers. I think it's more visually appealing to the eye. But these aren't all the same. Some are kind of translucent, some are iridescent, some are kind of thick and almost like clay pieces, but either way they're all snowflakes, and I thought it added just kind of a cool little finishing touch to this icy themed card. So I'm just going to put this final one down, and that's going to finish my Let It Snow card. So I'm not really wishing for the snow. I know it's coming. I'm in Michigan and I fear it's going to be a bad one. So I'm not trying to wish for it yet. I'm not ready, but it's going to happen. It always does, or usually does anyway. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. And be sure to check out the rest of the release at A Colorful Life Designs and use my coupon if you shop. So I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.